I'm elated. I feel proud of myself. I've been working for 6 months straight. This was basically all I give a fuck about. Honestly. Didn't care about school, didn't care about going to class, barely cared about taking care of myself, but I'd hit infinite. I hit infinite in Marvel Snap. Felt like the man, and be real. If you know about Marvel Snap, it's a little mobile card game. Marvel. But it's honestly super fun. It's basically like a combination of card games and like poker. And the poker aspect is like the gambling, the snap aspect. That's not really important, honestly. If you want to check it out, you can. I wouldn't recommend it though, because you'll probably get addicted like I did. Thing is though, video games taught me a very valuable lesson. Extremely valuable. That you can't level up, you can't rank up, you can't move on, you can't proceed to the next level if you haven't learned the lesson. If you haven't learned the skill required to get to that next level. If you haven't put in dedicated time, dedicated practice, you're not going to level up. You're not going to rank up. You're going to stay hard stuck. That's a gamer term for staying in the same rank for a long time. I talked about this briefly in You Don't Need Luck to Win, because you don't need luck to win. You need practice, practice, and practice. But it has to be quality practice. I've been a gamer for 15 years, basically. Yeah. I got my first game system. It was a GameCube. After I had broken my arm, it was actually like technically my elbow, my left elbow. I used to be a daredevil when I was a kid. I used to just climb up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Jump off it. I used to do that shit all the time. And one day, it was I was going for a routine gate climb, hopping the gate from my front yard to my backyard. But it wasn't like a normal fence, right? It was like one of those black gates where you got like not like super tall, because I could climb it and I was this big. It's the ones where you have like the big gaps in between and you can't actually like stick your feet like in between the fence holes so you can like climb it easily. You more so have to like finesse. So what I would do is I'd hop up, right? I'd hop up on the first one, you know what I'm saying? And then my like balcony would like be like right here. So I could basically hop on the first layer of the gate. I'd hop on my balcony, and then I could get to the second level of the gate by hitting the extendo girl. So that's what I used to do. I used to do that junk all the time. Like I told, I was a daredevil. I just like to climb shit and jump off of it. Like I was crazy. I still am. But one day, that faded day. I got up there and it had rained the night before, and apparently it just hadn't dried up yet. The sun wasn't busting this day. It'd be like that. But I was still outside because I just like being outside. But man, I fucked up this day. I got up to the top, and as I'm about to jump off, as I'm about to go for it, whoop, left leg slips, and I'm falling. And I land elbow first, all my body weight. I don't know if I heard a crushing sound. I don't think I did. But man, I was fucked. Immediate pain, immediate like, oh my god, I've never felt this bad before. I'm in the backyard, right? And we always kept our back gate open, especially because like I was always like being crazy and jumping from the backyard to the front yard and vice versa. So I go into the backyard, the back door, and I immediately run upstairs. I run past my grandparents, my mom. I just ran right upstairs to me and my mom's room, went to the bed, and I'm just face first in, and I'm crying. I'm just crying. My arm it's broken. I didn't know what that was happening, but it was just it was the most pain I'd ever felt. So mommy comes up. She's like, oh no, Jay, what's wrong? Oh. Takes me to the hospital. Let's just fast forward. So I'm in a cast. Doc's like, all right, you're going to be wearing this for 6 months, Jay? You're going to be wearing this for 6 weeks? So I'm like, oh, okay, that's lit. That's not really that fun, but, because I'm trying to be outside. But it is what it is. In the morning, Doc pulls up. He rolls in this little station on wheels, right? So I'm like, oh, this shit looks amazing. This shit's lit. I see Pokemon. I see a screen. I see a GameCube. I'm like, what's going on right now? Now, I know about GameCube. So my dad's a big gamer. He had his own GameCube from back in the day. One of the OG girls. He had a black one. So, yeah, I was already knowing about GameCube. My next door neighbor also had GameCube. I used to go over there and play some Mario Kart with them occasionally. Shit used to be rocking. So I mean, if you know about double dash, yo, let me know, bro. If you know about double dash, you're a real one. That's a fact. That's a fact. Back to the story. Doc's like, yeah, Jay, I want you to try out this GameCube. I want you to just see how it feels in your hand. It'll be good to use the controller and use your fingers. And this is basically like physical therapy. Like, I kid you not, my doctor assigned me video games for my physical therapy, for recovery from my arm. This is legitimately how I like became a gamer for it. Ever since then, it was clips. Like after that, mommy took me to GameStop, caught me a purple GameCube. That's probably where my love of purple really originated. Purple's my favorite color. Let me know y'all favorite color. Man, ever since then, it was a wrap, bro. I got GameCube. I was on there all the time. I was playing Double Dash, but it was the super fun Spider-Man game. Yo, that's probably the best Spider-Man game ever. I'll be playing like Spider-Man on P4, P5. Nah, bro, that's got nothing on Spider-Man on GameCube, bro. Y'all go play that. Y'all tell me exactly the same thing. That's a fact. That was my little journey into being a gamer. Thing is, I was a trash gamer until I was like 14. Actually, 13. Yeah. I was basically just a trash gamer. So up until like 5 to like 13, I just played games. There was zero intention. I didn't like try to get better at them. I just played them. I was just getting in reps, but they were not good reps. It's like people that go to the gym and their form is completely trash. So they're working the wrong muscles. They're not actually hitting the right muscles. That's basically what I was doing for years until I got to Black Ops 3. Once I got to Black Ops 3, I fell in love with Dark Matter camo, which is purple. This is a recurring theme. We'll get back to that one. Dark Matter was, man, that shit was beautiful. What you had to do to get Dark Matter is you literally have to max out damn near every gun, and you have to unlock all the challenges. You have to complete every challenge for every weapon. Up until Black Ops 3, though, I was just, I basically just played games to play games. I didn't actually have objectives when it came to the game that I was playing. Black Ops 3 started my damn near being obsessed with games. I logged fucking so many hours on that game. Now, I logged hella hours on like other like Black Ops 2. What? But I just played zombies all the time. Now, I did improve at zombies and I got better because I like spent all my time watching zombie YouTubers. And so inherently you're gonna pick things up. When you're playing a lot and you're watching a lot, like if you're not getting a little better, like you're probably playing yourself. There wasn't much intentionality behind it. There wasn't actual me being deliberate, me actually trying to improve. That really didn't start until Overwatch. When I started playing Overwatch, I actually gave a fuck because there were like ranks. Like there was no like ranked mode in Call of Duty. Once I got to Overwatch though, man, it was a wrap, dude. One, I love the game. I love the concept. I love like the fact that it's like a MOBA and an FPS. It's like tactical team strategy and you can just shoot and kill people. Like that's lit, bro. I love using my brain and I love shooting people. So I was pogging. But Overwatch is garbage. Please don't play that game. Please. I'm going to say that right now. Don't play Overwatch. It will destroy your mental. I started playing Overwatch. I think I started like in silver or something. And I just fell in love with playing support. I just wanted to play Ana all the time. Ana's an old grandma. She has her little sniper rifle, the little sleep dart. You could literally, she pulls out a dart and it puts people to sleep. They'll literally sit here on the ground, passed out for 5 seconds. It's the coolest shit ever. I loved it. And so I was like, yo, I'm hitting diamond in Overwatch. I don't care. And then, like, of course, it started with hitting gold, hitting platinum, but the big goal was hitting diamond. It took a lot of time for me to get there. I was playing Overwatch consistently for, like, basically 2 years. And it took all of that time for me to level up, for me to consistently learn about Overwatch, consistently improve my skills, understand the concepts that these high-level players were teaching me, implement these concepts. What mistakes am I making? How can I learn from these mistakes? Stop making the mistakes. Increase my skill. Level up. Like that's how you improve in games. You go back, you watch your gameplay. If you're recording your gameplay, you get advice from people who are higher ranks than you. You understand the concepts of the game, the fundamentals of the game. Every game is fundamentals. And if you can't execute on the fundamentals, you're not going to get past the average rank, which in Overwatch is gold. So I got past the average rank. I got to platinum, but platinum was like still average. My goal was to hit diamond because about only like 10% of players actually hit diamond. I don't know how it is for Overwatch 2, but I'm talking about Overwatch 1. About 10% of players hit diamond. So that was my goal. I want to be better than 90% of people. Honestly, I have an ego. I'm gonna be real. Like, don't we all? Like we all want to try to be better. Like I'm super competitive. So if I feel like, oh yeah, I'm like, what, I'm killing this shit. I'm actually on my shit, and I'm like proving that I'm better than these people. Like that does something to me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say that for real. So I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. I had a lot of examples around me though of people who didn't really, have that same mentality. I'm gonna be real. A lot of my friends, like none of them were actually like dedicated to improving their skill or learning about Overwatch. Like this nigga Ghosta, like he sucks. He put zero time into actually learning about the game, learning the fundamentals, improving his mistakes, and that dude's just been hard stuck for years. He's been playing Overwatch since it came out, and he's never passed Diamond. That's 6 years of time. In 2 years, I got that. I got that. You feel me? Like, it's not about how many hours you're putting in. It's about the quality of the hours. Now, you need a bunch of hours, but you need your hours to actually matter. My other friends, when we be playing Rainbow Six Siege, bro, none of these dudes were committed to learning about the game for real. There were a few, me, Mir, Reem. That was it though. Some of them would watch R6 videos, but niggas would just play the game. You would just play. Playing is not gonna do anything for you. You have to play, and then you have to learn, and then you have to fix your mistakes. And you have to not make them again. Because if you don't do that, you will not level up. You will stay hard stuck. You will. It's the truth. I've been seeing it for years. And so by the time I started playing Marvel Snap at the end of 2022, around October, that's when the game dropped. And I've basically been playing it since like a few weeks after release. I was like, yo, what? I can hit infinite, that's the highest rank. I'm like, I'm going for this. And guess what? Infinite was purple too. There's a recurring theme here. Diamond was like a bluish purple. If you don't put in quality practice, if you're not intentional about leveling up, you're going to stay in this zone. You're going to stay in this level. And this is where a lot of people stay. This is way bigger than video games. This is about purpose. There's a book called The Way of the Superior Man. It's honestly like the best book ever. I'm going to make a video on it sometime. But I have to honestly reread it. I have to go through I could make 10 videos on that book. Keep it real. Probably more, 20. There was one concept in there that's like really stuck with me. We all have this core purpose, this core like desire, this core thing that we just feel we should do. But the thing is, it's very hard for us to know what this is or to act on it because there are these other layers that are on top of it. These other layers that were placed on us by our parents, by our society, by content creators. These other layers that we feel like, oh yeah, I want to pursue this. I want to get after this. But the thing is, you can't keep going deeper. You can't penetrate farther if you haven't gotten through this layer and you haven't peeled it back. Let's say for me right now, I genuinely believe that like a core desire of mine or something that's like at least just super deep in there is like legitimately rebuilding the education system, teaching the masses. That is a core desire of mine. There's a lot of layers to getting there. I have to make a bunch of money. I have to level up my skills of articulating my ideas. I have to learn a lot more so I can teach people a lot more. I have to grow a business. I have to grow influence. I have to write books. I want to write books. I want to pass generational knowledge. There are all these levels that I have to get to and get past so I can actually hit that core desire. I can actually hit that core purpose. Now, that probably isn't my core purpose. Understanding your core purpose is pretty difficult. And most people just don't get there because they're either stuck or they're too busy worrying about things that aren't even their desires, aren't even their purpose. Let's give an example of the rat race. A lot of people, they spend their time just focus on this money layer. This layer of, I got to make money. I got to have this certain amount of money so I can feel secure. I can feel, satisfied with life. But people will spend 30 years on this one layer. And so if you're still here after 30 years, you haven't gotten any deeper. You haven't made any like real progress. Now, I don't believe you're wasting your time. It takes time to learn lessons. The thing is, you need to learn quicker. You need to understand why you're stuck where you are. Because if you're feeling stagnant, if you're feeling complacent, it's because you're in complacency. There's something called the success cycle. You start with failure, then you learn, then you get to success, and then you get complacency. You fail, You learn, you succeed, and then you get complacent. A lot of people just stay stuck here and they keep failing, but they don't learn. And so, since they're not learning, since they're not adapting, they're not changing the mistakes that they're making, they never get to that success. How could they? If you don't learn, you can't get to the success. They're just stuck complacent or they're stuck failing. This is what being hard stuck is. This is what feeling stagnant is. If you don't look back, if you don't analyze, if you don't think to yourself, why am I still exactly where I've been for the past 3, 5, 10 years? If you don't ask yourself that question, if you don't look back and see, I've been making the same mistakes for 5 years, you're not going to learn, which means you're not going to improve. You're not going to get to that next level. You're not going to get to the success. You have to be intentional about understanding your mistakes. You have to be intentional about understanding your weaknesses. Because leveling up your weaknesses is the only way to get to the next level. It's the only way to stop being hard stuck. For me, it took me 5 years to learn that girls that I was messing with for the past 5 years, since I was 14 in freshman year of high school, I'm 19 now, I'm turning 20 in 10 days. It's crazy. It took me 5 years to understand that they all fit a certain pattern. Damaged, distant, daddy issues, big on that one. Sorry for flipping you off. Inconsistent communication. It took me 5 years to realize that the damage I have, my inability to either connect emotionally or over express myself, my inability to let down certain walls that I have that I wasn't even aware of until a few weeks ago, like that reflected in the girls that I was messing with. Damage attracts damage. Like they don't say that for nothing. If you're not healed, someone that's healed isn't gonna come. Like you're not gonna attract each other. It's not how it works. It took me 5 years to learn that. That's okay though, because now I understand. Now I understand that I just need to keep leveling myself up till I get to a point where I'm like, yo, I love who I am. I love the level that I'm at. So I want a woman who's at this level. I want a woman who's gonna keep pushing me further to get to a higher level. That's what I want. If me and my woman aren't pushing each other to get to a higher level, why are we together? If we're not improving each other, why are we together? If there's no mutual benefit, if there's no mutual gain, mutual improvement, why are we together? We shouldn't be. So I want you to take this time to think about, maybe journal if you have one, hop on your notes app. What are the mistakes that you've been making for too long? What's been holding you back that maybe you weren't even aware of? What are the patterns that you keep taking every day that are the exact reason you're still stuck right now? If you'd like some help with that, I offer free mental health calls. I'd love to help you figure that out. Let's go get the fuck after our dreams. Big YDC.